There's not much I can do remotely without that information. I'm not a geek. Well, technically, a geek is a circus performer that bites the heads off chickens. If you have port 22 open on your firewall, just SSH in and fix that for you. It looks like it's already open. It looks like you don't have a firewall configured. No, I don't have your password, but I do know your birthday, and I know how you come up with passwords. That file didn't disappear. I deleted it from here. A netbook? Well, technically, you have a tiny, cheap, shitty laptop. Well, are you running a 64-bit kernel? Well, you have a 64-bit CPU, but you don't have a chipset that can support a 64-bit operating system. Well, technically, your computer is lying to you. Well, technically, it doesn't matter how much RAM you bought and installed because your system can't address more than 4 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, we don't support Android. No, it's not because we hate open. It's because Google doesn't implement IPsec, and we want our VPN data encrypted before authentication. Yeah, Steve Wozniak's cool guy. Yeah, I know he likes Android. He also soldered together a computer when he was a teenager and then wrote an operating system for it. I mean, technically you have 24-bit color with an 8-bit alpha channel, but yeah, it's 32 bits per pixel. So when you implement a firmware level IPsec VPN client for your phone, get back to me and we'll talk about supporting Android. Well, technically that green robot isn't an Android. An Android is a robot that looks like a human, not a robot that looks like a cartoon trash can. You want to implement this site for modern browsers. Flash? You don't really need all this porn on your computer backed up because we have the internet. You mean flash memory? I'm not going to back it up. I mean, it's not even good. You mean that Macromedia plugin for Netscape from the 80s? So the nude pics you sent me have GPS metadata. It shows where you live. Well, technically, if you look at the calendar, it's 2012. So here, I'm taking the metadata off, and I'm sending the file back to you. I cropped out some embarrassing stuff in the background. You don't need that in there. And I corrected the saturation. Well, technically, yeah, trust me, it looks better. That's not a bug. It's the expected behavior for that release.